So topic 5, which is about electricity and chemistry, we were discussing the electrolytic cell. So basically this, as you can see, the electrolytic cell, what it consists of positive and negative charges which are present. So where the moment we pass the current, these charges start to move towards their respective electrodes. The positive terminal is known as anode, the negative terminal is known as cathode. Now you can see this is also a working of an electrolytic cell. So what is happening here, you can see here the electrons move. As these electrons move towards the cathode, what they will do, which ion they will attract? They will attract the positive ions. As they attract the positive ions will turn into atom. So what we'll have sodium atom. Then the chloride ion, which are having extra electrons, because the negative ion means that they are having extra electron. So they will lose their extra electron when they move towards the anode, and that electron transfer back to the battery. And because the non-metals, their atoms turn into molecule easily, that's why we'll have, instead of chlorine atom, we'll have chlorine molecule. Like atom joined together, non-metal, as we discussed earlier, that they exist as a molecule. So their atoms join together and form a molecule which escape, because most of the non-metals are in a gaseous state. Yes, Mark?
Sir, if both the solutions are liquid, don't they mix together?
If what
For
you're
example, the
saying,
electrolyte and the
no,
substance.
electrolyte
For
is
example, sir,
actually,
NaCl
yeah,
and the
electrolyte
electrolyte.
is a combination of the ions. So electrolyte is in a molten or a liquid state, and these ions are mixed together. Like when I say I have molten sodium chloride. So what is the meaning of having a molten sodium chloride? It means when you have a solution of sodium chloride, it will have sodium ions and it will have chloride ions. And it's not like one side you have sodium, another side chloride. No, it is randomly everywhere you will find these ions are spread throughout the electrolyte. So the moment you pass the current, that time you're separating the ions. So example, if I connect the electrode positive and negative, so the moment I connect this electrode positive, which ion it will attract, chloride or sodium? A
Both
positive.
will attract both. The
No,
positive one, it will,
like charges repel each other. Positive and positive will repel, and
yes.
positive and negative will attract. So this positive will not attract sodium, it will push these sodiums because they are repelling, and it will attract the chlorine. And the negative terminal, because unlike charges attract, so positive and negative will attract. So sodiums are so attracted and chloride ions are repelled, pushed back. So that's create a distribution of the ions. Initially they are mixed together, but when you pass the current, they separate from each other. So as they separate from each other, the ions will turn into atoms and molecules during electrolysis. Is it clear? The concept of electrolysis. Then the electrolyte, the solution which we are using here, the electrolyte or the solution which we use, there are two ways we can use the solution. We can use a molten electrolyte, or we can use an aqueous electrolyte. So there are two ways the electrolyte can be used. It can be a molten electrolyte, it can be aqueous. What is the difference between molten and aqueous? The molten means the melted electrolyte or the fused electrolyte without any water. So basically what we do, like example, we have sodium chloride which is solid. A solid sodium chloride means it will have a regular arrangement of the ions, positive and negative ions. So this is a positive, negative, positive, negative. This is example, a solid compound. What is the meaning of melted or fused one? So how I can melt this compound? I will supply heat energy. I will heat it. We need a lot of heat to melt these compounds. So because they have high melting point, so when we supply the heat, the ions will move away from each other. As these ions move slightly away from each other, the substance will be melted, or it will be fused one, which is now not having regular arrangement, and the ions, they have space to move around each other. So what happened, this is called a molten or a fused compound or fused electrolyte. So when we supply heat energy, the ions have space now, they move away from each other and the electrolyte is melted. So electrolyte is like a semi-solid or a liquid state, but it does not contain water. State is liquid or molten, but it does not contain any water. So this type of electrolyte is known as the molten electrolyte. And why we need a molten electrolyte? Why not solid electrolyte? Because the solid electrolyte does not conduct electricity. Why the solid electrolyte does not conduct and the molten electrolyte can conduct electricity? Because in a solid electrolyte, the charges have fixed position, so they cannot move from one place to another. But in a molten electrolyte, these charges are free to move, so they can move anywhere they want to. That's why it can conduct electricity. Is it clear? The first part, the electrolyte which we use can be a molten electrolyte. So sometimes they ask why we are not using a solid electrolyte, why molten? So your answer should be that in a solid electrolyte, the ions, the charges are fixed as fixed position. They can vibrate, but they cannot move from one place to another. That's why we do not use a solid electrolyte. So we use a molten or we use aqueous electrolyte. What is the meaning of aqueous electrolyte? Aqueous electrolyte means the electrolyte contain water. So if electrolyte contain water, we call that as aqueous electrolyte. What does it mean? As you can see, we have the ionic compound. The ionic compound have a lattice of a positive ions. Lattice of positive and negative ions held together by strong force. So this is a positive, positive, and so on. So this is example of solid ionic compound. And you have a container. So you have a beaker which is filled with water. So a beaker consists of water, so the water molecules are there. I'm writing the formula for water molecule, which is H2O. So there are H2O molecules present. That's the water molecules. Now, what is the meaning of making an aqueous? So when we add this solid ionic compound into water, so when we add this solid ionic compound inside the water, this ionic compound will dissolve. So when it will dissolve, how it will appear, or what will happen to this ionic compound once it is added to water and dissolved? So it contains positive ions, negative ions, as well as it contains water molecules. So there are water molecules already present. But when we add this ionic compound, that will break down into ions or separate into ions. So in the solution, we will have positive and negative ions as well. But these ions are not in a fixed position, they are free to move. That's why an aqueous electrolyte, so what we call this electrolyte, we call that as a aqueous compound, or we can say aqueous electrolyte. Is it clear, the concept, the difference between the molten and the aqueous? So molten, we simply melt it, so ions are free to move. But in aqueous, we actually add the ionic compound to water, and these ionic compounds dissociate into ions, and the ions are free to move. Is it clear, the difference between the molten and aqueous electrolytes? Any doubt in this part? Atoms are not separated. Ionic compound already contain ions. These are ionic compound, so already they have ions. When we add them into a water, the water molecule continuously hitting these ions and break these ions into smaller part. How to separate these ions from each other? We can use electrolysis to separate the ions from the, if we want to remove the ions from the mixture, we can use electrolysis. So first what happens, when you have a solid compound, if you supply heat energy, it will dissociate into ion. That's called a molten electrolyte. There is also another way to break the ionic compound by adding this to water. So water molecules collide. The water molecules collide with these ions, and these break these ions or separate the ions from each other. So we call that as an aqueous electrolyte or aqueous compound. So in exam, you have to practice the electrolysis of both aqueous compound and molten compound. So today we'll start with the electrolysis of the molten compounds. Using carbon or using carbon graphite. or platinum electrodes. So if you want to do electrolysis of the molten compound, so all the examples will be there for molten compound using a carbon, graphite or platinum electrodes. First one example, if you want to do electrolysis of molten sodium chloride. So we have molten sodium chloride or we have a fused sodium chloride. Molten means the substance is turned into, the ions are free to move, but it does not contain any water. So this is the electrolyte, first the electrodes, then you have a battery or a cell, because it is a molten, when substance is a molten, so what are the ions for sodium chloride? So sodium chloride means it contains sodium ion and it contains chloride ion. So these are the ions present in molten sodium chloride. Now, what will happen, how it works, we have the positive and negative terminal. This is the anode. The other one is a cathode. And here we have a battery. So how it works, the same way, the journal working is the same. So from the negative terminal of the battery, what will happen? Electrons will come out. So you will have electrons here. So first step, what is happening? Electrons are coming out from negative terminal of the battery. And they will move towards the cathode. That's first thing. Then what happens? Which ion they will attract? Sodium ion or chloride ion? The electrons are negative. So electrons will attract which ion? The sodium ion from the solution. So as they attract the sodium ion, the sodium positive ions, so sodium ions will move towards the electron. As these sodium ions will move towards the electron, what they will do? They will gain this electron or they will lose electron. Sodium ions are attracted towards the electron. So what will happen? Will they lose or gain electron? Sodium is already lost. Like when you have a sodium ion, it means it is having 11 protons and it is having 10 electrons. How it can convert back into atom again? So how it will convert back into atom? So the sodium, the positive ion, the gain electron and turn into atoms. Because already there are ions. The sodium ions means they have 11 protons and 10 electrons. So how these ions can turn back into atom? By taking this electron from the cathode. So sodium ions are not, sodium atom tend to lose electron, but sodium ions which are having more proton and less electron, that's why they attract that electron from the cathode, and what they do, they turn into atom. And how to write the equation for cathode? So what is the equation for cathode? You have sodium ions from the electrolyte. They will take electron. So electron is added. And when electron is added to a positive ion, what it will turn? It will turn into sodium atom. Is it clear? This part? Anyone having a doubt in this? So sodium are the positive ions. These positive ions are attracted towards the electron, and when they gain that electron, they turn into atom. So at cathode, the positive ions will turn into atom. Now what happened at anode? The chloride ions move towards the anode. So the chloride ions, they will move towards the anode and they will lose electron. Why they're losing electron? Because they have extra electron, and that electron is actually attracted towards the battery. These chloride ions are having extra electrons, so they're losing that electron, and that electron is actually transferred to the battery. So chloride ion move towards anode and they will lose electron, turn into chlorine atom, and the electron move towards the positive terminal of the battery. So this electron will move towards the positive terminal of the battery, which is lost by chloride. And what is the equation for anode? Equation for anode, what is happening? What change occur at anode? The chloride ion turn into chlorine atom by the loss of electron. So if it is losing electron, what we can write? We can write minus E, because plus means it is added, and if electron is removed, so what we can write? We can say the chloride ion is losing electrons, so Cl minus E, and it will turn into chlorine atom. Is it clear, this equation? Or you can write in this manner, that chloride ion change into chlorine atom by loss of electrons. So both ways are correct. The reason why I prefer to use this way, so that you can easily identify if it is addition of electron, you will write plus, and if it is a removal of electron, you will write minus. Is it clear, the equation for the change of chloride ion into chlorine atom? Anyone having a doubt or a question? So chloride ion change into chlorine atom. Now what happened, because these are non-metals, and if you remember, I told how the non-metal exists. The non-metals are always molecules. Metals exist as an atom and non-metal exists as a molecule. So how to write, this is the equation for formation of chlorine atom. But how chlorine molecules are formed? So when two chloride ions are there, they will lose two electrons and it will turn into chlorine molecule. So first what happened? One chloride ion loses one electron, change to chlorine atom. If two chloride ions are there, they will lose two electron and it will turn into chlorine molecule. Because chlorine is a non-metal, so this chlorine molecule will be produced at anode and sodium atoms are produced at cathode. Is it clear, this part? All the non-metal are existing as a molecule. That's why you should write for equation for molecule, not for atom. But what happened, first it is atom and then atom turned into a molecule. But because these non-metal for group 8 except group 8, all the non-metal are existing as a molecule. So you have to write the equation for a molecule. Now what happened to electrolyte? So what happened to electrolyte? As you can see, the electrolyte was having sodium ion and chloride ion. You remove sodium, you remove chloride. So what happened to electrolyte? The electrolyte will be used up. Used up means it will not left with any electrolyte. It will be completely used up when we finish this electrolysis. Is it clear, this part? So this is how we do electrolysis of the molten sodium chloride. What we do, we have a molten sodium chloride. When we pass the current, chloride ions are moved towards the positive plate and sodium ions attracted towards the negative. They gain electron, and when they gain electron, they will turn into atom. How the electrolyte is used up, as you can see, I was having sodium ion and I am having chloride ion. And sodium ions are turning into sodium atom and chloride ions are turning into chlorine molecule. So what I am left with? What is left here? So here nothing will be left. If nothing is left, what we use the term, we say the electrolyte will be used up. Is it clear? Yes, Abdullah Khan, Afreen, Nasira, Heather, Nourish, Yusra. Yeah, if it is pure, that's we are talking about when the substance is pure in a molten state, the electrolyte will be used up. The atoms will be there. In the solution, we have atoms, but when we talk about the original electrolyte, originally we were having ions. Like there was a positive ion and there was a negative ion. These positive and negative ions are used up. They are no more there. There will be atoms and molecules, but not a positive or negative ion. So that's why in terms of positive and negative ion, as they are not there, we use the term that electrolyte is used up. Yeah, we are talking about the ions. Electrolyte means ions. Why we are writing 2Cl? Why not only one? As I mentioned that one chloride ion will lose one electron and it changes to chlorine atom. But because chlorine is a non-metal, and how the non-metal exist, they exist as a molecule. That's why when two chloride ions are there, they will lose two electron and it will turn into chlorine molecule. So in exam, what you will do, you will just write the equation for atom first and how to turn the atom into ion. Put two to make this, how the atom turn into a molecule. So just make a group of atom or for two, it will turn into a molecule. So this is how the electrolysis of the molten sodium chloride is done. Then remember one term which we call oil rig. What is oil rig? O means oxidation. I means is, and L means loss. Loss of what? Loss of electron. So when something will lose electron, what we call that? We call that as oxidation. And reduction is gain. Gain of what? Gain of electron. So when something gain electron, what we call that is reduction. R stands for reduction, I stands for is, and G stands for the gain. So oxidation is a loss of electron, where reduction is a gain of electron. When something lose electron, we call oxidation. Something gain electron, we call reduction. So what happened here? A sodium ion is turning into sodium atom. It is gaining electron. So what we call this change, if it is gaining electron? Oxidation or reduction? Remember, oxidation is loss. Oxidation when something lose, and reduction when something gain electron. So what happened? The sodium atom gain electron here. Sodium ion gain electron, turn into sodium atom. So what we call this change? We call this change as reduction. And here chloride ion turn into chlorine molecule. Chloride ions turn into chlorine molecule by loss of electron. Negative sign means they lose electron. If something lose electron, what we call this? We call that as oxidation. So sometimes you have to identify equation as oxidation or reduction. So at cathode there is a reduction, at anode there is oxidation. And how to remember this? You will always remember from this term, that is oil rig. O stands for oxidation, I stands for is, and L stands for loss. Reduction, R stands for reduction, I here for is, and G is for gain of electron. So can you identify the change as oxidation or reduction? For reference, I'm writing what is oxidation. Oxidation means loss of electron. And reduction, it means it's a gain of electron. Identify the change as oxidation or reduction. I will write different equations and I want you to identify whether these changes are oxidation or reduction. What is this change? Oxidation or reduction? When electron is plus, it means it is added. So when electron is added, what we call this change? It is called reduction. Electron is added or electron is gained. As you can see, the hydrogen ion gain electron and turn into hydrogen molecule. So when something gain electron, what we call change, we call that as reduction. But if we have, say, bromide ion turn into bromide ions turn into bromine molecule, this is the equation. Bromide ion minus E means loss or removed. So what we call this change? So when electron is removed from it, we call that as oxidation. So if electron is added, we call reduction, and electron is removed, we call that as oxidation. So reduction and oxidation you should be able to identify from the equations. Same way, sometime what happened, because it's like a mathematical equation, if sometime how they write, if it is minus 2e here, they can write in this manner as well, like 2 bromide ion turn into bromine molecule and electrons are written on the right hand side. So if electrons are written on the right hand side, that also means it is a loss of electrons. So equation will remain same as oxidation. The equation won't change, because only thing, if it is minus 2e here, when it is moved to other side, it will become plus 2e. So what we did today we started with the concept of the electrolytic cell, in which we label anode, cathode, anions, cation, electrolyte. And we discussed the electrolysis of molten sodium chloride. Tomorrow we'll do more examples related to electrolysis of molten substances. Any question or a doubt related to the class today? We started topic 5, chapter 5, which is about electricity and chemistry. So I'll end the session and share another link to discuss past papers.